Hello. Okay, well, I'm just going to sit here and look exciting um, in front of my flower curtains and see if anyone joins me. But anyway, this is a good test to make sure this stuff works, and I didn't forget how to do it. So here we go. Let's play some music or something. Let's see if there we go. Here we are. Здравствуйте! Я тут сижу, пью чай. Доброе утро. А у вас сколько в самом времени? What time is it over there now? Так, thank you, спасибо. Ну, ничего, это еще более-менее. Кстати, вы можете мне переслать ваш адрес еще раз? Я вам пошлю копию моего японского диска. Hello, anybody. I'm going to stop speaking. Is it okay if I speak English? Because if anybody else pops in, it's going to be kind of weird if I'm speaking Russian and they won't be able to understand. Anyway, let's see. Are you seeing and sounding okay? Is everything like you can actually hear and see me and I'm not like purple or weird looking or, there's not like a big lag? I just posted the update on Patreon and Facebook, so let's see if anybody pops in because I know it's kind of last minute. And today, oh, hello, Renee. It's so nice to see you. Yay. We're all in good company. So I think this is a good idea, right? Like to do a separate live chat / live stream, music live stream. When I do my next performance, I think it'll be good to do a separate one for people in Europe, because obviously you guys have such a different time zone, and I'm in Japan, there's people in Europe, in Russia, and then there's people in North America, and literally it's impossible to be able to combine all three chats and live streams and make them happen separately. Tells me that my connection is unstable, so let's see if is it still working? Okay. All right. Somebody say something to tell me that I'm still up there, because it tells me the connection is weird. So, okay, all right. So I went on tour, and it was very good, and it was, in some other ways, it was a bit strange. There were some things that happened that was like, but mostly it was really good. And this was also the longest tour I've done ever, surprisingly. We did like 16 dates, 16 cities. So the show itself was like 2 hours long. Then before that you have a sound check, which lasts anything up to an hour almost. And before that, like 2 or 3 days of rehearsals. So this was a lot of singing that I did. So at the end of it, my voice was kind of done, and I actually I went to see a doctor the other day, one of those special throat doctors who stuck like a camera up my nose, which was kind of weird because I have a very to make sure that my vocal cords are all good, because this was literally the most amount of singing that I've done ever. in a row, basically, except for recording. And if everything's okay, then I will be really excited, because this will mean that I did a good job, myself, and that I'm in good vocal shape. And I can also start more operatic training, which I've been planning on doing. And I will be doing that soon, but I can't really start the operatic training until I get the A-OK. Hello. Japan is so good. I mean, I suppose Europe. What else? To answer your question, I really want to go to Europe. And so I need to figure out a way to schedule something in Europe. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I need to do it soon, because it's been too long. So, I would really love to play in France and maybe do another show in London. Oh, really? Can you see me now? Let's see, maybe I can turn off some of the I will turn off my Wi-Fi here. Maybe that will help. It's still kind of like a catch, a catch-22 proposition sometimes, So I'm back from tour, and I'm organizing, I'm putting together all the little things that I collected via Lens, and shared with you. I'm putting all the photos and also some videos of the performances, some longer videos. I'm putting them all together into the blog on my site, which is going to be like a secret blog entry, and it's kind of like a tour diary. So everything is going to live up there, and those of you who missed it will be able to go and see it and read stuff and look at the videos and see my little notes. To answer your question, it's going to cost a lot of money. So I don't know. I'm looking at a couple of possibilities to see if I can schedule. If there's like a corporate show or some kind of like special show where I get flown out, to do like a corporate performance, like what I did, for example, in the US last December, I will definitely try and combine it with, with a couple of shows, and basically just stick around for a little bit, and hopefully do a show in France. I would love to do a show in London. I don't know. I also still have to go back to Moscow because I haven't been back there for a bit. Oh, wow, there's more people coming in. This is exciting. Okay, so please post your questions and say hello so I know who's here. Valentine is here. Whatever, you guys should like tell me. Otherwise, I'll just sit here rambling, uncontrollably. And that's the problem, because then I look at myself and I listen to myself. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm talking about. So there, you should ask me some questions. But in the meantime, do I use software to produce music? Yes. Hey, Christine, nice to see you. Thank you. I hope you appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty good every afternoon, because I feel like after the tour, I'm still a little bit not quite recovered. Because it was 16 performances, but again, there were longer performances with sound checks, and then before that, I had like 3 days of rehearsal. So it's almost like I did almost 19, almost like 19 performances in a row. And then, there was some stress. There were some things that were happening during the tour that I kind of had like no control over. So I think I ended up kind of overstressing sometimes. But the audiences were lovely, and I did sell quite a lot of CDs. And, the response was great. And apart from 2 songs, I was singing mostly in Japanese, which was a performing with a duet partner. So it was 2 of us singing. So we tried to keep it as live as possible. And yeah, so sugoi, yeah. And so now I'm back, and I am planning on releasing Black Cat Emergency as single in the next month. And probably around 6 weeks from now. It's kind of a long, seems like a long way away, but the thing is, in order for me to get like special placement and any kind of promotion from distributors and stuff like that, I need to kind of schedule it way ahead. So there's Black Cat Emergency is going to go up around the same time. I'm going to try and to do like a whole like new Patreon drive, and try to like, I'm trying not to repeat myself too much, as I did do a live stream earlier today, but the earlier live stream today, I posted a thing on Patreon and then it disappeared, and it turned out that I made a mistake, and actually like it was supposed to post tomorrow, so it's like a big mess. So most people did not see it. Dragon Age, I've heard from them, and like we may do some stuff together, but I'm still trying to figure out what it is. They've been kind of game people are essentially quite weird, and also they don't really want to pay you anything, to be honest. So there's that. But I think we'll end up doing something. I'm not exactly sure right now how involved it's going to be. Sporadic duet, which I mentioned with this friend of mine who's a tenor, who's fantastic, and that's on our Archangel. So basically, I'm going to turn that into like an opera duet and then release it that way, because I feel like it's more fun. And then there's still 2 more EPs that are supposed to drop this summer. So I'm trying to figure out a way, like the best way to do it, because I still need to. I feel like a couple of those songs need some improvement. They need to be mixed differently. So, yeah, the pegboards, I've been in touch with them in the last month. I need to send them some of my newer stuff, some of my new ideas that I have. And let's see what happens. They almost picked up my song Waiting, but then for whatever reason, they chose not to, because I think because of the scheduling, or, they just did not really want that particular style at the time. But I'm looking at a couple of more potential collaborations with some other artists. Like I don't want to be talking about it too much right now, because, I don't want to like say, oh, I'm working with so-and-so, and then it may not happen. But they are like major artists, so let's see what happens. Sometimes these things come through flawlessly. Other times, you go back and forth, for weeks, and then you find out like, I don't know, it's not working or whatever. So the good news is that I feel pretty on top of it right now, per se. You can't say it's a new album, but it really felt like that to me, because I made those songs into duets, and had to sing in Japanese. I also produced, 2 of the songs on the record that were, my duet partner singing by himself, or I mean, not me, but they're his songs, and not mine. Like the one with the ukulele, and also, one called Until You Wake, Ikuruma. And so I feel like it really helped me grow as a producer and as someone who produces vocals as well, because it was my first time working with a male singer. Teach him a lot of times how to sing the songs and what to do, because he's kind of rock and roll guy, so he's not really a vocal oriented person. Thank you. So I will start answering questions, because again I just kept on rambling. The shows in Japan, there were probably around 100 people per show, something like that, from like, within that range. So they weren't like big shows, but when you're an independent artist, it's kind of strange. You get such wide. I've performed in such widely different situations. I've performed at like an arena supporting a rock band in Russia. I've performed in like a coffee house. At a cafe, at a theater. At a club, on a rooftop, with a circus. So seriously, like, it's just kind of crazy. Of course, I would much rather play to sold out theaters and arenas, but there's just life. You can't really control that. And as an independent artist, you just take the opportunities you can, and you make the best of them you can. Do I have a producer to help me organize collaborations, or do I do this on my own? I do it on my own. This is it. You're kind of looking at it. I had a couple of managers, during my major label time. But as soon as you become independent, it's a kind of like a different ball game for myself. But you're also much less likely to get somebody like a manager for you, because they also need to eat. So unless you're constantly making significant amounts of money that you can split with them, you have to pay them. Nobody's going to work for you for free. I've had lots of people help me and provide various opportunities, and most of my gigs actually and opportunities have come through my fans in the recent years, which is kind of amazing. So but and if you're a bigger artist, let's say, and you can draw, if you're an independent artist, kind of like a boutique artist like myself, there's not like a given that I'm going to draw like 1,000 people, therefore there's really not that much money to go around. If I play to 100 people here in Japan, and I take that home, that's actually a pretty good paycheck for the night, because here the tickets are actually like people pay upwards to, I think, around $40, from $30 to $40 per ticket per night. I mean, per performance, and it's normal. It's actually not remarkable, like you don't have to be like a very special artist, or, just to go to a performance, people will pay that. So it's kind of like a given. Whereas, in the States, it's exciting. So, so from that perspective, the live scene here in Japan, is good, and I'm excited that I finished this album. I actually finally brought it to fruition, because I was just looking at my blog entries and my, emails and things, as I was reaching out to some people that I know. And I realized that it's been a long time since I was talking about this album. I think a lot of people must have thought, oh yeah, she's just full of shit, because I think probably like 4 years ago, I was like, hey, I'm doing stuff in Japanese. I'm so cool. But it's only now that I actually did it. Of course, I didn't really plan for it to become a full album. It just kind of happened. And my direct partner encouraged me to do so. And we worked remotely in the last 2 years. But so I guess my point is, artists generally are perceived to be a little flaky. I can totally understand that. And I think that, I can be perceived as such as well. But at the very least, I have to say that I do eventually get there. It may take forever. It may take a long time. Uh-oh, I'm looking like an alien. Oh, you're boarding the plane. That's right. Andy. Well, thank you for popping in. I'm going to do it again. So I want to do it again. Like when I post the photos and videos and post the tour diary in the next 2 days, I will do another live chat. Actually, 2 live chats, because now I'm separating North America from Europe. And then, and then we can, yeah, sorry about this. I don't know why the live stream is sometimes gets slow, but hopefully it keeps coming back. Anatoly, привет. This is pretty amazing, though. Technology is great. Like, I have somebody here from France, from Ukraine, from England, but he just left. Hey, Andrew. Well, happy birthday. And also US and I think Belgium. Belgium? Anyway, Netherlands! Yay! Divastat. Who's that? I have no idea who that is. So, but anyway. So, well, the good news is now that I finished this album, I am, I'm going to use it. Ah, you're in Sydney. That's fantastic. Holy shit, Australia. So, now that I did this Japanese language album, hey, oh my gosh, Tony, yay. So good to see you. Well, kind of see you. You can see me, but I can't really see you. But I can sort of see you. So now that I did this Japanese language album, I can use that kind of to get more work, to get more cool things happening here in Japan. But I can also focus now on other things. I'm focused on the Patreon, on the new songs, on the English language releases. Hey, also, I am going to be working with an Italian lyricist. So I know I've been threatening for a long time that I was going to do stuff in other languages, and so Italian is going to be one of them, because some of you know I'm fluent in Italian, so I'm going to release some stuff in Italian. I would love to do it in French, but I don't know. I'm going to have to really work hard on that, because I speak French. Je parle français, mais my French accent is... I don't want to sing, with like a horrible French accent. If I'm going to sing in French, I want to sing in like excellent French, so people are like super surprised and they think like, wow, is she French? Do you know what I mean? Like otherwise, I don't know, it just sounds kind of cheesy to me. And of course, a single out coming out in Mandarin Chinese in the next couple of months as well. But yeah, we'll see. So I have to do more releases. Oh, so later this month, I'll be in a studio recording with with somebody who plays koto, a professional koto player. It's this older lady who's like a real sensei. She's a real koto master, and I will be recording with her. And fingers crossed, she will let me film her. We will film the session, so you guys can see it. Koto, koto. Koto. Koto is a traditional Japanese instrument. It's beautiful and it sounds really otherworldly. So I did an arrangement of Hiro, which is like acoustic piano and koto. And I'm going to record it in English and in Japanese. So she will be recording with me, and fingers crossed I can film her doing it, because it's a beautiful instrument. You guys should Google it and see. It's like it's really beautiful. It sounds really beautiful. So that's going to be cool. What I'm going to try and do is live stream parts of that session for you. Then I'm off to Tokyo end of this month, and I am planning on doing a couple of performances there. So I think maybe I'll try and live stream from there as well. Anyway, I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm ready to go to the next phase. And also, I really want to be a lot more active, in terms of live streaming and, performances and sharing things with you and kind of growing this whole thing. I feel like the Japanese language album took a lot out of me. But I feel a lot lighter now that it's done. So, taxes. Yeah, now that I'm actually, it's a good question. Don't ask me this question. Oh my God, I actually have to I'm late on my taxes this year. And I postponed them, but I also need to file them here in Japan. And I have so much paperwork. I have so much to catch up on now that I'm off this tour and this album is done. Because lots of things just come. Generally, I don't really like being on camera. and especially when I'm under stress, I tend to kind of want to hide, so and not really show my face too much. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I think it's because here it's already afternoon, so a lot of people are coming back from work and they're like trying. Yikes. That is part of the problem, like I would prefer to do really get most of you because I wake myself up at like 4 in the morning and like do a live stream and see if it actually works better. Um, buffering. I could do like a little dance. Okay. So, are we live? Are we live? Okay. 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 Well, I have to go too. Oh, that's a good question. Yes. Well, to be honest, much of the Japanese language album, uh, as far as social issues, but in a more like indirect way, where it seeks to uplift. You know, um, I think I may be doing like a TEDx performance and talk about that particular song and its translation, its translated version in September. So I'm kind of excited, but that also means that I need to prepare. Yeah, I feel like now that I've done this album, it's kind of a paradox. Like I want to get out and go back, and so I feel like I'm gonna try and go back to LA. Um, I'm gonna try and go back to LA sometime end of September, early October. Yes, yes, I will post it. I will post this on YouTube for sure. I mean, it's gonna stay on YouTube, so whatever you're watching is gonna stay on there. It's not gonna disappear. Uh, and again, I'm excited about it, and I am hoping that the doctor, when I see him on June 6th, is going to give me an all clear for my vocal cord stuff. But anyway, from now on, I'll be, you guys should stick around the Patreon feed because I'll be posting a lot more, and I will kind of ask for your participation. So you should, let me know your preferences, your thoughts, things like that. And I'm quite excited about that because you are really a special bunch. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye and reschedule this for another time soon after I post the tour diary and try a different time of the day. So maybe the connection is better. But mwah, I love you. And I'm excited to be back and speaking to you all, and let's keep things happening. I'm excited. Okay, let's. 2019 has been a little bit crazy, but I've taken up my meditation practice again. So every day I try to spend some time meditating because it's kind of key to keeping my brain not going crazy, and not otherwise I get like overstressed, stuff like that. So okay, bye. Mwah. And the stream